Hi there. Welcome to the State of the Union. I, of course, am your host, Crack Rock. Our heroes are in position. Pat, Davis, Jakob. Jacob? We will find out shortly. We've got a lot to talk about. The combine is almost underway. We've got coaching changes around the NFL to focus on tonight. What's up with Joe Mixon? I mean, really, what is up with Joe? I'm really asking, what is up with Joe Mixon? Quinshon Judkins and more. You know what you get with us. If you don't, find out. Pat Corrine, Davis Maddock, Jakob Sanderson. I'm not Crack Rock this time. Mike Schopp here in Buffalo. Thanks for watching and listening. ADP Chasing, February 24th. There's nothing else to watch. 2026.
ADP Chasing is for when you watch Ship Chasing, you go, these guys are just football guys.
I have my 4% exposure blanket.
Stay poor.
Actually back in if it's Ashane.
Stare into our crystal ball. Close your eyes. You know, all your entries are going to lose anyway.
Yeah. That's fair.
You're not going to tell me how this went. I was here.
It's anti-cabal. It's anti the best ball thought leaders. I'm obviously lying to some degree because, like, I have a lot of both of these guys.
It's the most disgusting pick you can make. But, man.
Sadly, the Olympics
hiding.
are over.
I'm podcasting under threat of the Jalisco cartel. I don't feel comfortable showing my face in this region while the cartel de Jalisco Nueva Generación rightfully seeks revenge for Sir El Mencho. And as such, I must be podcasting under anonymity.
Jakob, how far away are you from like buildings getting blown up?
Well, you don't know if it's me or not actually right now, but if this were me under this hoodie, like about an hour.
Jakob, I have some good news. Just tell them you're Canadian. You'll be good.
You're good. You're good.
It always works.
Yeah.
You actually are.
That bit's over.
It was a good bit. It was a very good bit. That will go down in the annals.
Appreciate it.
I have a strong feeling that the next time Zach does a new intro, you with your face entirely covered up with glasses over I have a strong feeling that's gonna make it in the new intro.
We just have to pick music that we can legally use next time.
Correct.
Otherwise,
it's never good to be stuck like approximately a 1 hour drive from an active cartel war. But if you're gonna do it, you may as well make a bit out of it on your fantasy football podcast.
I mean, how much work are you getting done? I feel like you got to be getting
what did your day look like?
done.
Oh, I mean, I got so much more work done the last day and a half than I could have possibly thought because of two factors. Factor one, El Mencho. And factor two was the day prior to El Mencho. I was out surfing all day. I was having a great time. And then little did I know, the sun got me.
The sun. Yep. I was about to say, you have a sunburn. You have a sunburn, the likes of which someone with your pasty skin. Dude, you got sun mogged. You got UV mogged.
I got brutally sun mogged. It looked like if you took a picture of a Canada flag but replaced the maple leaf just with my penis, and then you rotated it 90 degrees, that was what it looked like. It was just red bathing suit, where my bathing suit goes, translucently white, and then red all the way rest of the down.
Jakob sounds like scenes. Pat, Jakob sounds like he doesn't know that's one of the slides. It's slide 5.
yeah, we'll get to that later.
Well,
skip that.
Apparently El Mencho leaked the photos he had of me, so it's
Jakob tried to solar max. You weren't ready to solar max, bro.
I looked up this thing called Hell's Itch, and it is where like 48 hours after you get the sun exposure, you just start getting this like rapid tingling, and it's like it's crazy, dude. I thought I was going through like a psychosis yesterday.
Are you?
Like,
are you getting the bubble?
Stop itching.
Is it the? Are you? Is the skin bubbling up?
A few small bubbles. I'm fine now.
Well, don't worry. It'll stop there.
I've fully recovered.
This is a long show sometimes. We'll get updates as we go through the night, I think.
Yeah. Seriously. Seriously.
So, I mean, the bad news is that, today I did do like a slight walk down the beach. I'm reintegrating myself to the sun and to the outside world. So that's the bad news. I didn't get as much time outdoors. The good news is, though, I got some time to add, like Kevin Coleman Jr. to my spreadsheet. Reginald Reginald Virgil is.
Yeah,
entered the
I
chat.
did this
Yeah.
late last week. I like the Stribling. I added Stribling.
Yeah,
No,
scribbling in
no,
the
don't
chat.
Stribling. Remove
I
him.
added him.
Dude, he stinks.
Remove him.
I have a lot of
I
thoughts
agree.
on
He
all.
stinks. I had to add him to see if he stunk. He stunk.
No,
You know?
you could remove.
Yeah, I want to
him.
play.
You could take him out.
I want to play a game I call guys that Pat and Davis and I added to our Google sheet today. Does Schopp know they're a real person? Or are they a prospect in the 2026 NFL draft, or did we just make them up like 2 days ago?
Okay.
It's really good.
All right. I
want to know while you set this up.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
want to know when it was last year that we had this same sort of jocular conversation about Harold Fannin, and then I mentioned like, oh, that's a long lost relative of mine.
What are you
laughed
asking?
and laughed.
Are you asking when Davis started talking about it or when I did? Because those are two different
Those
times.
are very two different conversations. You know,
But it's one show. It's one show, so I don't know. You have to check the tape.
It would have been before this, because the first show that Corain and I did on the rookies where Farron came up was in January of 2025. So it would have been around this time, but probably before this specific show would be my guess.
This game is not an attempt to embarrass me, I'm sure. How many names will there be?
It's the opposite. It's an attempt to embarrass us for knowing who these people are.
Oh, good. I can't lose that.
Well-adjusted
good to know.
people like aren't
like me
knowing who these people are.
So I want to do badly. All right, let's go. Let's just play.
You want to do badly. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna give you 4 names, and you need to tell me which one of these is not actually a prospect in the 2026 NFL draft. All right. Okay. We have Kobe Prentice. All right. We have Dion Burks. We have Malik Rutherford. And we have Cyrus Rivers.
2 is fake.
No, he's real.
Dion Burks is very real.
Cyrus Rivers is fake.
I think Rutherford.
Yeah, he's fake because it's Cyrus Allen and Eric Rivers.
Malik Rutherford was a Georgia Tech wide receiver.
Okay.
What was the one I got wrong? Dion Burks? Because my name
Dion Burks is like, of the 4, he's the only one that might actually be kind of even a little bit real.
Okay, so whoever has the least sort of...
I did a pod with Froton today, and he saw Dion Burks sitting at like 107 on the consensus big board, and he was just like, no. Like, don't do that.
So Froton, just by the way, just so you guys know, Froton is biased because Burks was like an all-time Devy college football fantasy.
Just before we go any further, and you're talking about bias with relation to Dion Burks, what school did he play for?
Look,
just so
this
we're
is
on the same page.
No,
we know who's unbiased.
Froton is biased.
Who has no bias regarding Oklahoma Sooner Dion Burks.
If anything, I have cause to be pissed at Dion Burks because he was an all-time no-show during Oklahoma, being a college football playoff team. He just said, like, I don't want to play. Him and Jade Knott. He like the Oklahoma offense, the most recent 2 years under like 2 quarterbacks who very generously like might be replacement level in the UFL. I think that the consensus big board is more right than the analytics bros on Dion Burks, because he was insanely good his final season at Purdue.
I still think it's fake. But...
Schopp, these are
fake.
I think whoever the right before you talk, Davis,
what a con this would be. What a
I think whatever the name was that wasn't real, Ted Hurst should change his name to that. Up 2 rounds.
Yeah. Ted Hurst is not a wide receiver name. It's true.
Up 2 rounds immediately.
I like it. I think it'll.
Who was the fake
it will
name?
be a wide
Jacob?
receiver name.
Who was the fake name?
Well, it was kind of a trick because there's a Cyrus Allen and there's an Eric Rivers.
Well,
so I said Cyrus.
What a
Rivers.
compliment! What a compliment! You thought I was that good at
that
this.
you got me with that. I was like, I know both of those names.
I'm touching so much
real.
grass that I still got it wrong. Davis, what?
Okay, I'm going to give you 3 running back prospects.
Oh boy.
From 2026. 2 of them are real. 1 of them is fake. Le'Veon Moss, Cam Porter, and Roydell Robinson.
I'll let Mike go first, but I'm not even sure.
It's my turn again.
It's your turn. You get to go first.
I'll say Le'Veon Moss is fake.
He's for sure real. He's from A&M.
I'm
the other two I don't know,
sorry.
but I think Roydell Robinson is too hard to make up, so I'll say Cam Porter is fake.
Cam Porter, like honestly, legitimate workhorse at Northwestern, a la Evan Holt.
Wow.
Roydell Robinson
Is
fake.
Le'Veon Moss one of these sort of Rooney Mara situations where like there's a Le'Veon tree and a Moss tree and there's sort of a running back
I'm almost.
prospect?
He's not quite the right age.
Too young. Yeah.
I was gonna say he's not quite the right age where he could literally be named after, but frankly, not that far away because he's 22 and Le'Veon Bell, his first season at Michigan State. This is how old we are, guys. Le'Veon Bell's first season at Michigan State, 2010. That's how old we are.
I mean, Henry Lamar.
Roydell
Henry,
Williams. There is a
Lamar Smith.
Roydell. He played at Florida State. I knew there was a Roydell somewhere.
There's also a Roydell Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Pat, I know you agree. I'm excited to do this next week with women's hockey players from the Olympics, but Jacob will know all the names.
Jacob will know them all.
Assuming
so
he
it'll
gets
be very
home
fun.
safely.
No, I just know the men, you know.
All right, one more for you, show.
Kidding.
Is this a big setup, or are you guys just doing this
I
sort
have
of
a
off
binder
the
full
cuff?
of women.
I think
Is
this
this a
is just
setup?
fun. This is just fun for us. I think.
This is
winning
just
by losing?
February podcasting show.
Yeah.
I'll do one.
All right,
after
one
you
more
guys are done.
for you, show. I'm going to give you 4 tight end names. One of them's not real.
Oh God, I'm fucked.
Daquan Wright, John Michael Gillenborg,
Good acting. on that one.
Justin Jolly, or Kenny Utah.
The first one's fake.
No, he goes to Ole Miss.
The fourth one's
Daquan
fake.
Wright.
Yeah, Kenny Utah, man.
Yeah, Kenny Utah's fucking fake.
You tried to make it so easy.
The third
Like
one
you
is
didn't
NC
get it
State. I don't actually know the second one. Who's that?
Good acting
What
on the
was that
second
one?
one.
John Michael Gillenborg.
The
It
way you
wasn't even
moved your
acting.
head
He's from
during the
Wyoming.
second one. Oh, I've never seen
Wyoming.
this.
All
I can't even
I've
believe
never
it.
even.
It's
Yeah.
not a real person.
This
Because
one's
we're gonna
not
draft
real
a
at all.
Wyoming
Colby-
tight end in our
Colby Parkinson is a descendant of Colby Parkinson from Wyoming tight end lore. All right, so I won by getting them all wrong.
Correct.
Correct.
You've
You have
been
a life,
outside.
Shope. You have a
You-
life.
You've been outside recently.
Yeah.
Well.
Joke's been doing great.
I'm
now.
just killing it out here, going to Canada every other day for hockey tournaments and whatnot. Listen, no
Aren't
viewers
all the hockey
or
tournaments in the States now? Didn't we forfeit our right to host hockey tournaments despite winning by 3 in XG?
not yet.
Oh,
When
oh my
will they,
God.
when will they award the
Oh.
gold medal in XG? That's all I'm asking.
Look, as someone who has been closely following every footstep Nathan McKinnon has made for the last since 2014, the Nathan McKinnon third period effective empty netter that he sent wide. I mean, I was rooting for the United States, but I felt for him because I was like, that screenshot is going to follow Nathan McKinnon around basically until he's no longer on this mortal coil. I mean, that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
For some.
Yeah, my comment is
I-
yes.
He also gets bodied on the winning goal, by the way. I think
he did.
McCarr doesn't sprint back because he knows it's his teammate, Hart
Well,
Trophy winning Nathan
Mc-
McKinnon
Mc-
who's going to win
honestly,
that
the
puck.
one
and it's a
no one
breakaway.
wants to say it, but the guy who's most at fault on the game-winning goal, in my opinion, is unfortunately Mr. 97.
McDavid.
Because McCarr makes a very people were blaming him for the pinch. Nice fat.
Pat has his 4% McDavid
people-
security blanket on hand.
People were blaming McCarr for the
What are we
pinch.
doing?
But, in my opinion, it was a completely reasonable pinch. If
Hey,
he
what
gets
if we
it
talk
to
about
2-0,
football? Would that be
McKinnon
good?
kind of bungles the play along the boards, but what are you going to do? It happens. McDavid is just fully cheating for offense and lets Hughes just. You know what? Pat
Got a
looks
text
like.
from
Did
Penny
any of you
Utah.
guys
Sleep maxing.
Did any?
I'm
This is my
rem
last point
maxing, bro.
before we actually do content. I promise. For me, have any of you guys watched the franchise Big Brother before?
Sure.
I'm familiar with the concept.
Yeah, Pat looks like whenever they're like outside the house and they're about to compete in an HOH competition and they have like the big wall of like shrubbery behind, that's to me what Pat looks like in this setup. Like
incorrect.
They're about to do a live head of household competition.
Incorrect. He looks like McSteamy from Grey's Anatomy on like aged up.
Was he the one that died, or was that
aged up?
Yes.
McSteamy's like 20 years older than me. Isn't he?
In Grey's Anatomy, in the first season of Grey's Anatomy, he's like 20.
Oh,
25
I
or
thought
whatever.
you were talking about.
I'm saying you look like McSteamy now, and the only reason I know this is because I've been watching golf on TV, and they keep showing the commercial for some
like him now.
show that McSteamy. I mean, he's still Corinne. He's still very handsome. He's still McSteamy.
All right. Okay.
My turn. Which of these 4 contestants on the Traders Australia season 1 is fake?
Oh God.
My wife has
Alex?
been watching Trader.
Yeah, I watched the US version.
Well, if you want to see better handwriting, Australia. Angus, Alex,
But
Nigel.
you got to give us
Clifford.
last initials for this to be true reality.
I
show.
only got the first name.
We don't have that in Australian Traders. Angus,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nigel.
Is it Traitors or Traders? What is this?
Okay.
Show? I'm not familiar.
Traitors. Mike, in order to
Will anybody
properly
play?
guess,
Yes,
I was right. McSteamy did just die.
he did. 48.
Davis, are you saying I look like a dead guy? What the
No.
fuck, man?
Oh, sorry, McDreamy. Sorry, I mixed him up.
McSteamy.
McSteamy died. McDreamy lives.
Davis kept insisting that I
Our
look like him
apologies to
currently.
McSteamy and our apologies to McDreamy for just
Yeah,
wrongly saying that he
R.I.P.
died.
McSteamy. I did not know.
We
That's
don't
and
have to
Mike,
play that.
in order for me to guess
Okay.
correctly, I need you to do them in an Australian accent.
Yeah,
I
Otherwise,
won't.
would
please.
We should get to business. I will
No,
not.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I do
No,
not.
I
approve-
need you to press Angus, Alex.
Angus.
Come on.
Alex.
Nothing that's happened yet has
Clifford.
has met with my approval, and neither will the first slide. I mean, I love Canada. I had nothing to do with the making. I disown the first slide of tonight's presentation.
Wow.
although to be clear, Jakob is very much not from bumfuck. He's from a very large metropolitan
He's from 2.
area.
He's from 2.
One of the nicest cities in the world, frankly.
Yeah,
Coming.
Yeah.
he did start a cartel war though.
Yeah, I mean, it was suspiciously right after the gold medal game.
Fumbled
that.
Dream French Woman is pretty good.
That's the one part
Yeah,
of
that slide is unfortunately wrong. I was going to London, England, not to Toronto, but otherwise it's correct.
Well, she was from Toronto. Was that what it was?
She was
Montreal.
from France.
Oh, France.
Oh,
Even
she was
better.
from France. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe
If she was from Toronto, then it would be weird that she was so French. Unless you think all Canadians are just French.
I
I'm
think they're all
weird.
kind of vaguely French. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just the Americanized version.
Anybody for Risers?
Incredible work on the slide.
I stayed up late for this. Javonte Williams signing with Dallas. Emeka Ibuka. Omar Cooper Jr. Interesting. Mike Evans, who would be the perfect bill. Mike Washington, George Kittle, Malachi Fields, Xavier Worthy, Brian Robinson. Davis, who jumps out?
I mean, the Omar Cooper Jr. thing is very funny because you can tell this is like kind of non-organic in the sense that he goes from unranked in Daniel Jeremiah's first 50 to 19th overall. Also, it does just go to
What do
show
you mean
you,
non-organic?
like non-organic in the sense that we've
Your
all known.
podcast didn't push it?
No, we've all known who this guy. You know what it feels like to me, Corinne. This feels like Kyle Williams, the sequel to me.
It feels like more like Matthew Golden.
Both bad. Both.
Which is
not-
worse?
Yeah. Which is worse?
I mean, one of them went in the first round and one of them went in the third round. So I think there's like this gigantic second tier at
Mhm.
wide receiver in this class. And I actually don't think that like Denzel Boston is like an amazing prospect.
No,
or that
me
like,
either.
so like, if you're going to take a non-Tyson, Tate, Lemon, I don't have them in that order, but those guys, if you're going to take a one of those guys in the first round, to me, it'd probably be Concepcion would be like the guy I'd be most interested there. But if it's not him, I don't really care who it is. Like they're probably all a bit of a reach in the first round. So I don't think it's like, I don't know. I just doesn't seem that strange to me that one of these guys from a very deep group of guys who are probably more like late second round or early third round kind of level receiver prospects would jump up into the first on some kind of, some agreement among NFL teams on this guy being the best of the rest.
I mean, this is the vibe I have. You tell me, you're probably more vibed in, both you and Davis, is like there's 3 guys who are 100% going in round 1, barring a disaster, right? Those guys are locked in. We know who they are.
And I think Tyson avoided the disaster, by the way, by just saying, I'm not going to run.
Right, yeah. And then I think probably your next best bets purely on draft capital to get first round draft capital are your Concepcion in Boston, and they're probably at least reasonably safe around 2. But I still think they're kind of in this morass with Zach Branch and Omar Cooper and Elijah Surratt and Chris Brazzell. And then after that, it seems like everybody else is probably their range is what? The mid to late round 2, all the way to it's round 5. And we're wondering why they're still on the board. Alec Ayumanor last year. Then it feels like it's kind of wide open.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, I think Jeremy Bernard, I'm not sure exactly where he falls. He's probably in that last group you said, or Chris Bell and Elijah Surratt, probably in the last, because Bell had the ACL. But yeah,
Bell
it's
could have been late 1 potential, I think, if he didn't get the ACL. He was getting that buzz anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Cooper, he seems like a fairly versatile type of player. It doesn't jump out to me as a great prospect or anything, but I don't know. I'd like to take first round wide receivers who are free. And he's free. So get into the 150s and you want to take a receiver who's very live to go in the first round of the NFL draft. And if not, pretty good bet to go in the second round. Seems like a good way to play it.
Yeah. I'm in on Omar Cooper Jr. now. My fear is that after, everyone gets home from Indianapolis and the intelligentsia start to be oh, he's going in the first round, is that we get a pretty bad Omar Cooper Jr. price tag.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and then if he does go in the first round and it's no, dude, he's trust me, he's the number 1 wide receiver on whatever team.
Do you want to know?
I'm willing to bet against that. I don't think he's very, very great.
Well, do you want to know the out that both he and Surratt have is that the Raiders then pick again at the top of the second round with Mendoza on the roster, and there's I would assume my read of the situation is that Mendoza is please give me one of my guys. I would that. I would really like that. I would really appreciate.
What if he goes to John Spytek? He's actually Charlie Becker's better than both these jabronis.
Well, and I mean, you want to really get your Windhorst antennas up. The Raiders do not have a backup running back on their roster, and both Kalen Black and Roman Hemby look like day 3 guys. So.
We talked about that last week. That's James Conner. It's going to be James Conner or somebody like that. Some sort of a culture veteran to go with Genty, I think. Love that. I mean, it's happened before, the quarterback wide receiver correlation. Sometimes it busts, but I could see it.
I would say it actually happens a good chunk of the time where the quarterbacks want to bring their guys.
Troy Franklin, that was later round with Knicks.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Lawrence and Etienne.
No, isn't he brothers with Tez Johnson?
Oh, maybe.
He's brothers with Tez Johnson, but he was 4 years.
He was teammates
with Troy Franklin.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Right.
But as you said that James Conner thing, it just hit me that we're going to have to deal with the summer of James Conner or whatever other veteran back being
is going to
talked in the Charbonnet role.
Yeah.
Because the Kubiak, they're going to be we envision a similar split to what we did with Walker and Charbonnet. We're gonna have to just deal with that shit all summer.
Could be a lot of guys. Could be Mixon.
Well, I don't know what would be more frustrating. It would be, the narrative would frustrate me greatly, but in the world where that narrative is what will be more annoying, the narrative or when we've drafted 27% Ashton Genty and it turns out the narrative is true?
Well, the second one will definitely be more annoying. Yeah, but the narrative I'll be more annoyed by the narrative as it's happening. And then when Genty's getting 55% of the snaps, I'll be there's no way to see this coming.
Like
there's no way.
Imagine a week 3 when like I'm DMing you and Davis, and I'm like, look at this Sean Mitchell tweet. He just said, don't shoot the messenger. But like, it turns out that Joe Mixon is indeed playing 44% of the snaps for the Las Vegas.
I'm looking forward to the week 7 message of, do you guys want to start Ashton Genty or Sean Tucker this week?
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
You guys have a take on what the Williams contract is worth for his like established value as the Cowboys number 1? Like, is it that good contract? Is it?
Oh, I mean, he's like,
excellent.
He's like the 12th highest paid running back in the NFL now. It's
yeah, it worked out well.
Yeah.
Okay. So is he going to end up at 50 or better?
Oh no,
higher.
That's a 3rd round FFPC main event pick right there.
Yeah. He's going to end up way higher because I would take him at 50, and I know that like the capacity for people who actually want to click Javonte Williams, I just know is around higher than whatever I'm willing to pay. And I'm looking at 50, and I'm like, hit the fucking smash button. So like, surely his actual ADP has got to get up to like 20.
You know what? Would be
got to be a buffer between what I would pay and what the Williams.
Yeah. You know what would be really funny though would be if this was finally the year that the Cowboys took a running back that all the nerds liked. Yeah. Like they've just totally ignored the running back position in the draft. And then,
is there a running back that all the nerds like?
Should they?
Yes, they should.
Who exactly is said running
Williams?
Emmett Johnson is the nerd running back this year.
Is he good?
I actually think it's.
I'm not convinced he's good.
I don't think I'm not. I think maybe Jonah Coleman could be the nerd running back. Is he?
No. His receiving yards per team pass attempt is.
I don't like Emmett. I like Coleman a lot more than Johnson.
Emmett Johnson ran the most pass routes of any draft eligible running back last year. He just is like.
What happened on those routes?
Well, he got targeted a decent amount.
14% receiving dominator rating for Nebraska.
Emmett Johnson is just Rashad White. Like he can
That's
run
exactly
routes,
what I was going to say.
Rashad White was a way better prospect than Emmett Johnson.
He can run routes. He has size, but like his breakaway stuff is brutal. His yards after contact is brutal. His like missed tackles forced is super mid. He's like a bad runner who can pass catch a bit. I don't know. He's like 29-year-old Samaje Perine, but like he's not 29.
Rashad White does have a meaningfully higher slap score than Emmett Johnson.
Well, if you're trying to establish who the nerd running back
Rashad White was like
is,
a decent.
You're doing
he was
very
actually
well.
A decent breakaway guy, or decent tackle breaker, elite yards per route run, elite like receptions per game. Was a backfield dominator, had size. Rashad White was a pretty good prospect. He's not like the most fun running back. He also Rashad White had a 9.87 RAS. Like Emmett Johnson would kill to be Rashad White.
Was Rashad White a better prospect than James Cook?
No.
Probably.
I mean, I think from a purely fantasy football perspective, yes, because Rashad White was like a really box checking prospect in terms of just like size and volume and all the metrics and stuff. In terms of like who I think projected as the more impactful NFL player, I think definitely James Cook.
But interesting how he did it, right, Jacob? Like he didn't do it by catching the ball. He led the league in rushing.
No, like James Cook, I think had like a narrow pathway to fantasy success that he's obviously hit. Yeah. But like that pathway depended on him being awesome. Whereas Rashad White is the kind of prospect who could be mid and still be very fantasy viable. And he has indeed been both mid and fantasy viable.
Yeah. I mean, he lost his job, in his 3rd season, but he had, or 4th season? I think it was 4th. I can't remember.
Third.
He lost his job.
He was behind Fournette year 1. He was the starter year 2.
Year 2, yeah.
Fantasy metrics sucked. And then, he got replaced midway through year 3.
He was like a 5th round pick year 3. It was a terrible pick, but he was a pretty good pick in that year 2. Because he's a very, very fantasy friendly profile. He's just not very good. But imagine if he was good.
Speaking of the Bucs, Mike Evans, we talk about him in Buffalo a lot lately. I mean, he'd be such a cool Bill, right? I mean, Hall of Fame.
So
big Mike Evans.
I'm convinced. No, I do. I completely agree with you, but I'm convinced that people didn't know he's a free agent to start the year, or just didn't think he would get out of Tampa Bay. But Tampa Bay's been compared to where they were last year with Chris Godwin, where they were like, Godwin's going to be a buck for life and all that stuff.
Right.
Evans, they were like, we thought you were going to retire, dude. I guess see you later. So like it does seem like he's going to get to the open market, no problem, and potentially sign with a team like the Bills. I mean, he would be pretty great value at 69.
Awesome.
Or 66. He's still too low.
What else is possible outside of he either goes back to Tampa, which, I mean, the spin was I'm ready to leave if somebody will have me for $30 million a year for 2 years or something, or he goes to a winner. There's nothing else that's going to happen here. Like he's not going to, whoever.
What if the Eagles trade AJ Brown and they just sign Mike Evans?
I mean, it
the
seems
Eagles?
like
My God.
management, but they could.
I mean, he's wherever he's going to go is going to be a Super Bowl contender, right? Like you're Mike Evans. You're not like you're Mike Evans. You've won a Super Bowl. You have a bunch of stats. You're going to the Hall of Fame already. You're not going to go play on like the Arizona Cardinals. Like,
right. Exactly. That's my point.
Like you have money.
Right.
Like so, it's going to be the Bills. It's going to be the Patriots.
What if the Bears trade DJ Moore and he signs with the Bears? You like that?
Yeah, he could sign with the Bears. He's a little.
I was going to say, I think ideally they would want someone who does what DJ Moore does, but without 30% of the snaps containing 0% effort. I think is the ideal.
They actually have
are they good with 25% of the snaps because they got Luther Burden?
Well, Luther Burden has effort. He just doesn't have focus.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll buy Evans all day here at 66.
He's running the wrong route.
So
sure.
I've been fighting this war with the sidekick like every draft all spring because I start to get big. I start to get the willies.
Sidekick one.
We're talking about a 33-year-old wide receiver who just had before last season, his career yards per target was over 9. In 8 games last season, he generated 5.9 yards per target. He will be switching teams for the first time in his career. You know what this starts to enter in my head? Julio Jones in a Titans jersey. Des Bryant in a Ravens jersey. Emmitt Smith in a Cardinals jersey. I'm not saying that is, but I start to get the vibes of like Patrick Ewing in a Raptors jersey. Like it's not something I want to be courting too heavily.
Does switching teams matter when you play it on the Bucs, and so therefore you've had like 17 different quarterbacks and 14 different offensive coordinators?
Right. They've been organizationally committed to giving him stats. They ran a play that could have eliminated them from the postseason if it had gone poorly. The entire defense knew he was getting the ball. If that ball gets intercepted, they do not make the postseason. That is how committed they were to this fucking 1,000-yard streak. Like, his numbers have been stat padded because he was such an important Buck.
Come on. His numbers in the 2024 season, at the very end, they tried to get him to 1,000 yards to keep a streak alive. But his numbers have not been stat padded like consistently. Like there was like one game where they literally stat padded to hit 1,000 yards. I don't think that it's fair to just generalize that and say his numbers are stat padded in Tampa Bay.
I'd say he's one of the least stat padded wide receivers. Like he's like a grown man X receiver.
Because it's all ethical. Bullshit. It's all ethical.
Yeah, he's doing real wide receiver stuff.
It's ethical hooping. I would just say this: if at the end of the year Mike Evans ends up as Memorial Titans wide receiver or whatever, not one person is surprised. Like
I would be surprised. I would be surprised.
If
Why is he going to
Mike
go to
Evans
the Titans?
Cooked?
Look, when he came back from injury, he looked like Mike Evans, and now he hits free agency, and a bunch of teams could really use Mike Evans. Like even like the Ravens or something like that. Like it doesn't have to be the Bills, but it could be the Bills, and that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it could be the Commanders. It could be the Patriots. There's a number of teams that got money to spend and have a pretty big Mike Evans hole in the offense. So
could be Seattle.
I don't see why Evans, who has been in the league since 2014 and has been paid well and has never gotten a ring, why would he be chasing, 30 million instead of 24 or something, instead of getting the chance to make a Super Bowl run?
Right.
So
one ring, but yes, totally.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stole his Tom Brady ring. But
I mean,
But yeah, so he's got one ring.
yeah.
But why wouldn't you go?
Week
Why wouldn't you
17.
go play? Why wouldn't you go play? For the best team that wants you. And I think there will be teams that want you. So to me, I'm like, this could be a Davante Adams who we're getting not
Could
in
definitely
like the third
be a
or the fourth
Davante
turn.
Adams.
But you're getting a big discount on that kind of thing. Where like if Mike Evans lands on the Bills, he's not going to be going in the 60s. He's not going to be going in the 50s. He might be going in the 30s. I'm not real interested in that, but I'd love to take him now.
Me too.
While a lot of that risk is priced in. Yeah, and I'm sorry I stole his ring. He does have a ring. But it kind of made my point stronger if he didn't. So, I just decided he didn't.
We know that about you. We know that.
We've also been doing this for enough years now to know that like the market is so irrational with how it prices uncertainty, such that if Mike Evans goes to like a below average to bad landing spot, his price will just like stay the same or even like rise 2 points. Because it'll be like, Mike Evans signed a contract. Like better draft him. Whereas if he does go to the Bills, it's rocket ship. But like people literally are just so uncomfortable with uncertain. They're just, oh, man, like he's a free agent. Like,
anything could
what
happen.
do I do? Like,
That he might retire.
So, I mean, even if he goes to like,
he said he's
the
playing.
Ravens, like, I think that's a crappy landing spot. But like, I don't think it would meaningfully shift his ADP down much.
I think he'd go up. I think he'd move up.
Yeah.
I think a lot of landing spots he moves up. Now, granted, the Titans, he goes down. No one wants him to go to the Titans. But like,
if he goes to the Titans,
why would he go there?
That's like going to the farm upstate.
Right. There are downside elements to him for sure. It could not pay off. I mean, he could land somewhere awesome and go in the third round, fourth round all summer and completely bust. And the sixth round picks are dead as well. But, I just think there's upside to the profile and we're getting a big discount on it where I think he's probably more likely than not going to go later.
Mm-hmm. Let's move to fallers. So, Rashee Rice, of course. Travis Hunter. We'll get to Travis Hunter. Stephon Diggs, Kayshon Boutte, Elijah Surratt, Devon Vele, Kenyon Sadiq, Jalen Coker, Katron Allen. Jacob, where are you at on Travis Hunter?
I think we talked about him last week. I think, unfortunately, I'd rather not be martingaling this, but unfortunately, I think he's a really good pick at that ADP. Most of the reports to me, first off, are like largely people guessing from context clues, in my opinion, more than they are like very direct reports. Now, I agree with those context clues.
No, wrong. James Gladstone said he's playing more corner.
No, that's not exactly what he said. He said we're going to see a focus on more of corner. He didn't go into snaps. He didn't say anything specific. He said there's going to be more focus on corner this season. Now, I agree. Like, I can read a depth chart just like anybody else can. I think he's clearly going to be fourth. If this is their team in week one, I think he will be fourth on their team in wide receiver snaps, and he'll play more corner snaps than wide receiver. But like, again, at this range of the draft at 150, I mean, look at some of these rookies we're drafting. Like, I would bet that there's a pretty good chance that Elijah Surratt is also fourth on his team in snaps in week one, or like several of these other players are like fighting for snaps and roles on their team. So if you were telling me the entire season, he's just their wide receiver 4 and his price is 150, that's like cheaper than Dontavian Wicks was as a wide receiver 4, which is a bet that
that's
was like
true.
Willing to make, because we thought that he was good. I'm 1,000,000% more confident in Travis Hunter's talent than I am in Dontavian Wicks's. And you still get for free all the rest of the offseason for the reports to change or for Brian Thomas Jr. trade. And I'm not saying that's likely, but it's like some percentage of the chances. And then you also get all of the entire season for someone to sprain an ankle, someone to pull a hammy. Oh, we Parker Washington's out for 3 weeks. We need someone else to step up. Oh, look, Travis Hunter's playing 75% of the routes this week, and he looks awesome. So maybe when Parker Washington comes back, we're just going to keep him at 75% of the routes. Like, and even if he just stays at 4, he's still a bunch of design plays. So I think 150 would make him like a slightly bad pick if you knew that his role was going to be rotational wide receiver for all 17 weeks. And it still seems to me like you're getting a ton of free upside on top of that. So I'm going to be drafting a lot of them again, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what I like, Davis, about Hunter is I think there's some chance Jacksonville is really good. And if their front seven is dominant, they can do whatever they want with him going into next year. I mean, it's Jacksonville, so it's maybe a little bit tough to imagine, but they did win 13 games, I think, just now.
They were quite good last season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I think they could have like a dominant team and they get big plays out of him. He's like Shaheed, only better and on a better team, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing of it being Jacksonville too. I mean, this is a new regime. Liam Cohen, he looks really good, and they end kind of keeping the band together there mostly. So, yeah, I mean, I like being invested in Jacksonville. I like being invested in a player who I think is really talented, and then it's like kind of this weird situation where he's so talented, he also plays corner, and that hurts. And Parker Washington has kind of come out and been a guy who deserves to play. But there is there's some potential that they trade Thomas. I don't think they will, but it's not completely out of the realm of possibility, and that would change things pretty dramatically. I do think that outside of a Thomas trade, though, his upside is like a little bit muted. Where it's like, yes, he can get out there and he can kind of return to what we were hoping a little bit more last year, but it is hard to see him like being the number one, on the team in any real way. And so, compared to some of the, the picks when you get into the early double-digit rounds, it's actually a little less exciting that way. But man, he's really starting to fall now. So, when you get down to like 150, it's like, okay, well, now I don't even need like the access to this guy being like a true week in, week out like fantasy starter.
I mean, look, man, if you're buying 5th, 6th round Parker Washington and not buying 14th round Travis Hunter, I have a 2021 NFT to sell you. Like, come the fuck on. This is basically the most obvious buy. He was the number 2 pick in the NFL draft last year. Like it's just like you'd have to be legitimately like not understand the activity that we're doing to not be like, well, yeah, most of my 14th round picks are going to suck anyway, so I might as well take the guy who has like he's got exponential upside in I mean, he might just be a 0, but like, who else is probably going to be a 0? Tyreek Hill, who goes right after.
I actually don't think he'll be a 0 though. Like he's
not going to be a 0.
He's going to have design touches. He's going to have at least a couple, maybe, a handful of times where he like puts up solid scores, even if he's mostly playing cornerback. So I think there's like a little bit of safety of something. There's safety of something, right? When you get down to the 150, there's not a lot of guys where there's any kind of safety at all. Where Hunter, you're protected a little bit by like, this dude was the number 2 pick in the draft and a really, really good wide receiver prospect.
Well, you have exactly, Pat. You have Booty, who's 2 picks later on a team with tons of cap room that'll want a free agent and has 2 or 3 other guys. I mean, who would you rather have?
Yeah, like to me, all of Hunter's negative stuff is like very priced in, which like it's not to diminish how concerning that is, but like all of the idea that he's going to be primary corner, 4th wide receiver seems really priced in at 150 in a way that like, yeah, all these other guys, you have a lot of risk of team signs a free agent right on top of them, draft somebody right on top of them, all that stuff. And like so much of the upside is yeah, people get injured in front of him. The reports just change over the course of the summer when they get into camp. Thomas gets traded, all that stuff. And I agree. Like, I think the worst case, I guess the worst case would be that he plays literally 0 wide receiver, but I think that's really unlikely. I think that they drafted him at 2 with a commitment that they're going to play him in some capacity on both sides. And exactly what that balance was going to be was up in the air. But he's going to have snaps on offense. I think your worst case is that he's like a Chiefs McCall Hardman type of guy, I think.
I was going to say, like
35, 40% route rate. He gets a few design touches. He gets a couple go balls. And most weeks that's nothing. But like every 4th week in best ball, that's 18 points. Like,
yep.
Damn.
I stand by, like, you will just never see it in the NFL. But I stand by with remarkable conviction that if he ever gets a chance to be a full-time wide receiver in the NFL, I still think he's an absolute stud.
No, right. I think he's a yeah. I mean, the receiving efficiency and stuff wasn't great last year, but like the timing of the injury was like worst case scenario. It seemed like, he was just about to finally show something on a consistent basis, and then he goes down. So
right, he had the big game in England against the Rams, garbage time, and then that was over pretty much after that. So yeah,
right. And then Parker Washington does really well, in the exact role that he was playing. So I don't know. I think there was quite a bit more on the bone in this rookie season that we probably would have seen, but so I wasn't quite as high as you were, Jacob, on him, but I think he's very good.
Marvin Mims is a good comp. Actually, Kevin just said it in the chat. It's like, yeah, kind of Marvin Mimsy.
Marvin Mims, but like where you have more confidence that kind of role is going to be there, and like he won't get like phased out because he's just better. He's just better than Marvin Mims.
You better be.
Yeah.
Davis,
Marvin Mims didn't go number 2 overall. Like there's some baseline level of like we're going to keep trying that comes with trading up for a guy and taking him second in the NFL draft.
Davis, what's the path forward with Rashee Rice? Like what's going to happen legally, draft capital wise or ADP wise? Like where are we going with Rice?
I mean, his ADP is going to keep falling until there's news one way or the other, and there probably isn't going to be news one way or the other. Is my guess. Yeah. So honestly, I would say like all the legal minds. We have one with us right here, but Drew Davenport did. Well, Drew Davenport
legal
kind of
mind
did
over here.
Drew Davenport kind of did the classic hedge your bets where he's like, I don't think he's going to be suspended. It would be very abnormal if he was suspended. The NFL does not move on these civil cases. But there are extenuating circumstances because he's literally a felon who's literally on probation and literally still has to serve 30 days of jail time. So I'm not going to take him. But also the events that transpired that are currently dealing with the civil case took place prior to his legal incident, took place prior to his probation, took place prior to his negotiation with the NFL. So then you kind of get into like a double jeopardy style situation. Not that double jeopardy applies to an NFL suspension, but all that is a long way to say that I would be a little surprised if he was suspended. I guess the interesting thing is, and I'd be curious, Jacob and Pat's thoughts on this. I think he either just gets like the total ban hammer, like Goodell.
That's
says,
what I think too.
Goodell says, "Get the fuck out. You're at year, 2 years, or is not suspended at all."
That tends to be my vibe as well, because if they don't want to suspend, it's very easy to not suspend. Their precedent is to not suspend players during civil cases like this. If this was any other player with no history, I think your risk until or unless criminal charges were brought would be near zero. The only reason there's a risk is because he's such a high profile player and he's a repeat offender. And so I agree. I think like it's not like Roger Goodell could come up and say 4 games, right? Like the union would grieve that. The union would have good reason to grieve that. There's no real precedent for something like that. So to me, it's likely either, we're putting you on the exempt list because we don't want to be associated with the Rashee Rice business anymore because we think you're a piece of shit. Or it's just, perpetuity of nothingness. So yeah, I mean, I don't
get hit with 6 games, right? That's the number last year.
I would be very surprised if we got.
And they wanted more. People wanted to lay the hammer.
There's no reason for the NFL, I think, to announce anything until they have to. So, like, I would, unless there's like something that comes out new, it's like, why would they bother dealing with this kind of until the summer? Because they might as well just learn as much information as they have to before they have to face back. And then, the claim is like or anything. I don't see why it would totally. The NFL is certainly never going to come out because they never do this ever and say, "Hey, we're not going to suspend this guy." Like, never done that, right? They just like, why would they do that? Because it's something else.
That's definitely not happening. Yeah.
Also, they're going to want the Chiefs back. They're going to want the Chiefs back. Sorry, Jacob. I'm not trying to talk over you, but your connection is bad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Jacob.
I apologize.
You're starting to really break up. I'm in agreement with Jacob that like if the NFL wants to, they basically are like picking a fight with the NFLPA and stuff, or it's just like going to create. why would you come in and be like, yeah, we're doing 2 games. We're doing 4 games. It's like you're going to come in and be like, no, you're done. You're out for the year, or longer. Like if you're going to do the like Roger Goodell can decide whatever he wants at any time. He's the ultimate authority and you guys all just live in Goodell's world. If he's going to pull that move, he's got to like pull it for a huge suspension. Otherwise, just don't have the fight. Don't.
Right.
Because they're protected. If they don't want to have the fight, they're protected by the fact that this is civil. They've got plenty of precedent here. They don't have to suspend them. So
you know what else?
I think it's unlikely he gets suspended, but if he does, it's probably for the whole year.
I just add too, and this can be wrong, but does the NFL have it's a relative thing, but does the NFL have the problem right now with its image and violent players or criminal elements in the league? I don't think they really do. I think Rice, of course he's not alone, but at other times through the years, they've had more of an image problem. And that's when you might expect them to lay the hammer. I don't think they really have that right now. I don't know what they do have, but unless we get sort of other things over the course of the offseason, I don't think Rice is going to be that big of a story in sort of a league national way.
It's kind of interesting because obviously the Chiefs are the marquee team, right? They have the biggest star. They got Taylor Swift. They got all this. Does that help or hurt Rice's case? Like to know that like you're going to be on national TV 10 times.
In a big way.
I think it hurts a big way. I agree.
I don't. I would say
like they're not like they are the especially because Travis Kelce sounds like he's returning for another year now. So who could have
possibly predicted that?
They're the friends and family Taylor Swift team, right? Like
sure.
They're the team that the NFL is using to market its brand to as many non-traditional football followers as possible. Like, do you want, I've been waiting all day for Sunday night to come on, and it's like the first like player highlight is of like
I don't think they will do that.
Yes.
That would be surprising.
Rashee Rice.
It's like and Rashee Rice is returning from his suspension. Oh, what was he suspended for? What was he suspended for?
It's funny. He's not returning from
about that. That's not the NFL.
He's not returning from a suspension anymore, and I just don't think. Sad to say it, but I don't think that really resonates. I don't think that's like sort of a deal breaker for NBC or the NFL. It never has been.
No, I agree. Schopp.
I think that the other thing for Rice that would be bad is if the Chiefs were like, we want to get out of the Rashee Rice business.
Oh,
but
they're not paying him. You could bet your bottom dollar he's not getting a second contract with the Chiefs. And you know what else I'm starting to think? Makai Lemon, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, well, they should add anyway, right? They should be. They've been tied to Jeremiah Love, but why not add a receiver? That seems like Tate would really change that offense.
Dude, the Jeremiah Love scuttlebutt, by the way, is starting to get like loud. Like there's a lot of I read.
I think that would be a shame to.
I've been thinking that's fake.
Get a receiver,
I've been penciling them in. That's why I've been avoiding Rice because I think that the suspension risk is real. But I think last year, the legal stuff is the legal stuff. But if he plays, he's getting targeted 1 million times. It's good and awesome. And he but also the real limitations of what a Rashee-centric offense looked like. There's multiple games where and we're calling the drag route out of the bunch formation again for Rashee Rice. Throws up the safety, knows exactly where he's going. Fucking blow up, and we're punting. Like there were times where they tried to make plays downfield and he was dropping the pass, and like he's just offense that you build around him as a wide receiver one is limited in a way that last year they weren't set up, in my opinion, to care about. But if I were the Chiefs, I would look at it and be like, we have this guy who's a massive risk. He's a human, and he's not.
We got to get off and on with Jacob, I think.
Jacob's making really good points. Just no idea what he's saying. The internet connection's getting really shaky. I think with Rice. If they add like Makai Lemon at 9, like that's bad.
Yes.
But if they add like Tate, I don't know. Or if they add a second, if they add, I'll say this, like if they add someone in the second round, like a Brazel or something like that, I think that's pretty bullish for Rice. Like I would like the offense to be able to get back to beating people downfield and doing stuff that's not so, just like only like we're going to have guys who can like beat zone underneath. Like Rice is what he is, but he draws targets very consistently. And I think he's going to continue to fill that role with Kelsey, kind of getting older and older and not really, he's fallen off significantly since his prime. So I think there's always going to be that Rice role. There's always been that Rice role, that underneath guy for Mahomes. It wouldn't be the worst thing if they had even a Tate, I think. Now, maybe, Rice should be going more like in the fourth round if that happens. But
So I agree. I agree with you, Crane, largely because this is their wide receiver depth chart if they don't draft a first rounder and you assume a third rounder or whatever. So you've got Rashee, you've got Worthy, Hollywood, unrestricted free agent, Juju, unrestricted free agent, Tyquan, unrestricted free agent. Now, Juju will probably return, but like it's Juju. Like, come on.
Right.
Enough already.
He's just backup Rashee.
Tyquan will get paid, I think, a decent amount somewhere, more than Kansas City wants to pay him. Then you've got Jalen Royals and you've got Nico Remigio. So you basically have 1.5 good wide receivers, and that Rashee is like 0.9 of a good wide receiver, and Worthy is like 0.67 of a good wide receiver.
Maybe you can do it later in the first round if you can make it work, but come on. I'm not saying this at all from a Bill standpoint because I like this player, but we got to get Concepcion, and then on the back is just KC and then 2 underneath it. That's
nice.
That's
pretty good.
The Chiefs want KC2.
That's pretty good.
Come on.
I mean, if I were the Chiefs, I'd sit at 9 and take one of the top 3 wide receivers. Like I think that is the correct move. It would not be great for Rice, especially if it's like Tyson or Lemon, where I think it's kind of more about being target dominant as opposed to like stretching the field and improving the offense, like in terms of its explosiveness. So I do think it'd be a shame for their real life, kind of team building if they took Love at 9. That's a lot to invest in a running back, No. Obviously that would be a smash for Love where he's going. He's he'll jump like 6 picks into probably the 1-2 turn or whatever. Maybe even higher.
I would rather them if they're hell bent on this and they're like we really want to improve the running game. We were dead last in explosive run rate each last 3 years. I'd rather them find a cap machination way to give Travis Etienne what he wants and give him the free agent money.
Yeah, just get Etienne or Walker.
Get Etienne or Walker or Brees. Like spend the money. Spend the money there. Like taking Love
big time.
Taking Love is like a franchise altering disaster.
It's so clear. I posted the tweet about this, about like the spreadsheet maxers don't think you should ever spend on running back, but then you get nickel mogged. Like I think Etienne makes total sense. If you sign Etienne for like $12 million a year, like if Jeremiah Love is a hit, he's going to be worth what in real value to you in terms of a second contract? Like 16 to 18 million if he's like a star running back, right? If Tate or Lemon or Tyson are a hit at that same level, they're going to be worth like 30 million in terms of second contract real dollars. You're just so much better spending the
value, like the surplus value in terms of like having the talent level of that player on the contract that's that cheap. Like those guys are likely to be producing like $30 million worth of value to your team, on year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, 5th-year option contract. Like, yeah, you gain so much more. I think the free agency thing, given how much running backs have dropped in terms of what they get paid.
I think it's sharp signing free agent.
It's sharp to sign a free agent running back at this point. In part, you're not going to draft one. So now you get right. You already you filled the need. So now we don't need a running back. You take it off the draft board. You bump those guys down a little bit. You don't really need them. Maybe you're looking for a depth guy in day 3 or something, but you're not going to take your most valuable assets from a team building perspective and put them into a position that you just can't really like hit a true home run on because you don't ever pay the guys that much, even when they're awesome. So
Gainwell, Dowdle.
Especially like think of how you acquire.
Algier, even freaking Tyler Algier instead of Kareem Hunt.
Algier.
But like think of the guys that you acquire at wide receiver or tackle or edge in free agency. Like occasionally you can get really lucky or you have a late bloomer like a Trey Hendrickson or something. But like for the most part, like, you know, the marquee tackle signing, as the Chiefs know, a little while ago was Jawan Taylor, who's like pretty mid and doesn't know how to line up on a football field. You know, the best wide receiver.
Who's the guy the Titans signed? Dan, what's his face from the Steelers?
Dan Moore.
He was a
for
disaster.
Like $20 million a year.
He was a disaster.
Yeah, disaster. The best wide receiver in this year's free agency class is going to be like maybe Alec Pierce. And he is going to, if he gets there, probably cost like $25 million a year. And he's like, I don't know, like the 35th to 45th best receiver in the NFL.
Romeo Dobbs.
If it's not Pierce, it's fucking Dobbs, who's like a good starter, but no one would classify him as a star
Evans,
or a needle mover by any stretch. Evans is 33. So the only guys you're getting at the premium positions in free agency that you don't draft, you're either trading a first round pick plus to get a needle mover. And usually that requires them being willing to sign an extension with you and wanting to go to your team. And you have to give up a ton of draft capital for it and a contract. Or you're paying like a B- receiver, A+ money, or you're paying an old like wide receiver with like a couple of years left here. But it's very plausible a team can just sign Travis Etienne, who's a good running back. A team might be able to just sign Ken Walker in free agency, who I think is a great starting running back in the NFL. You know, if you wanted to sign and extend Breece Hall, the Chiefs could have last year for like a 3rd round pick. You know, like you can, to me, the way to use free agency is you take the elite players that are available at the less quote unquote valuable positions, because that is the only chance you can actually get those elite players without drafting them. You can't get elite players at the other positions. You have to draft your tackles, your wide receivers, your edge rushers.
Interior
You're never
linemen
getting them any other way.
Yeah, get guys, you know, who are good players who don't cost a bajillion dollars, and then draft the positions where you do have to pay a bajillion dollars to get the elite guys, because they don't really become available. Like if you want a top end wide receiver that you didn't draft, probably going to cost you a 1st round pick because you got to trade for them. You know, they don't really hit the market like just straight up free agency because they'll get tagged and all that. So yeah, I think if you're the Chiefs, I mean, come on, they should draft one of these guys. We've been drafting Rice still. You know, we think if he gets suspended, it's for the whole year. Like there's some risk in the Sims have some risk built into them, and he's
we could all die tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the same time,
maybe they draft like the David Bailey, and then it's like, who cares?
Yeah. After having this discussion, I mean, it would be so it just would be like the Chiefs really shooting themselves in the foot to not take one of the top receivers in a class that has 3 of them. One of them will be at 9, right?
For what it's worth,
they never pick early either.
I personally am not that interested in them taking a wide receiver. Like, just give me a fucking 300-pound guy. I don't care what side of the ball he plays on, but just someone who weighs 300 pounds, please.
That's the line. Almost like last call at ADP 200, only this is 300 in pounds. Let's move to coaches. Zach did the work. Thank you, Zach Lenars. Always great work on the slides. Coaching carousel, 10 teams on this slide: Arizona, Atlanta, Baltimore, Buffalo, Cleveland, Vegas, Miami, the Giants, Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Is there a most interesting one? I wanted this to be Atlanta when I asked myself this question, but those guys were pretty productive anyway. Bijan and London.
I think Arizona is fascinating because Nathaniel Hackett stinks and LaFleur is really good. So who wins out there? Like what kind of situation? Because
we've seen Nathaniel Hackett be totally fine as a non-play calling offensive coordinator. Because what does he really have to do at that point? Like he goes up to the O lineman, he's like, "Hey, bend your knees," and then he does I'm Ron Burgundy impressions, and I don't know.
Yeah, he loves Goldfinger, and you know but of the Austin Powers movie, if you're like really into Goldfinger specifically, that's like a pretty big red flag. But he seems corny and just kind of cringy, right? But not hard to get along with, and probably not the worst guy to just have around. Where the less he's in charge, the better, right? And so I don't know, but are we sold that Mike LaFleur is anything?
I mean, I'm not sold, but I'm the only evidence we have of him being bad is just evidence of Zach Wilson being bad. I certainly don't think he's bad. I'm just kind of viewing him as a blank slate. Like he's like insert Rams guy. Not all have worked. Some of them are Shane Waldron, but like some of them are really good. I don't know. I think Hackett is like he is. Oh fuck. What's the saying? Is it the Peter principle? Where it's
Peter
like
principle.
it's like
You rise to the level of incompetence.
He's like the classic Peter principle guy, where it's like if he is in your office,
Rise
like
to the level of your incompetence.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
He's literally Michael Scott, where it's like if he is not in charge of
He's
much,
very Michael Scottish. Yeah.
like
yeah.
if he's not actually in charge of much at the paper company, he's like a good guy to have around. He's like company.
Didn't
loyal,
Michael kind of
he's
shine the
jovial.
most when he started his own company? And then he managed to sell it back.
I didn't
Wasn't
watch
that
that many
okay.
seasons.
No, the thing that
Michael
Michael was
Scarn.
the thing that Michael was very
Scarn.
good at was sales, and then he was bad at
Yeah.
everything else.
That's true. He was a
Right.
good salesman who got promoted to manager, and it was too much.
But like you don't want Nathaniel Hackett having like a vision. It's funny enough because he's also on this list, but the guy I was gonna say he is similar to, in my opinion, is Pete Carmichael, where like he had a lot of successful years as a air quotes offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints, where he just like got to hang out with Sean Payton and shoot the shit. And Sean Payton had a lot of great offenses. And then as soon as they let Pete Carmichael actually call plays, it was like, oh fuck, like this guy stinks. And like I think as long as Hackett's not the one making decisions, I wouldn't worry about him.
Is Austin Powers, by the way, before your time, Pat? 1997.
No.
Good.
I was 11.
Not in theaters.
I was kind of prime.
Theaters.
It's sort of the prime demo. I don't know if I saw it. No, I don't think I saw I certainly didn't see the first one in theaters, but I think I might have seen the second one in theaters.
Okay, I did. I loved it. Still love it.
Yeah, good stuff. My dad was a big fan. I'm very familiar with those films. But Goldfinger's not the one, right? Of the three, or the four, whatever those.
I mean, it's just incredible that you
not
went with
Goldfinger
Austin
that you would
Powers
be drawn to.
and not James Bond movies.
Gold member. I keep saying
Well,
Goldfinger. Gold member.
Austin Powers
Goldfinger-
is a spoof on James Bond movies. That's the whole point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's funny that Corain went Austin Powers and not James Bond movies.
No, I'm saying Nathaniel Hackett, like on Hard Knocks, he was showing he's doing, like his slides had jokes from like Goldmember and stuff. He's making everyone watch Goldmember. Like he's obsessed with Goldmember.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, no.
All I
this
remember
is not,
was the Anchorman quotes.
Yeah,
Okay.
he gets along great with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, they have a great vibe. He's best friends with Aaron Rodgers.
Who doesn't know somebody who's constantly
Just
quoting
him
movies?
and Aaron smoking ayahuasca, watching like the Pineapple Express.
Yeah. Although that I enjoyed that movie when it came out. I will say.
What do you guys think of the
If the
Giants'
Pineapple Express
futures?
was above Nathaniel Hackett, he wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the Giants?
Well, I think it's super bullish that the first thing Connor Hughes reported on the situation after Matt Nagy got hired was, hey, man, Harbaugh is a hard ass. He will not be scared to fire him after week 8 if it's not working.
Yeah, great. Great vibes.
I think most of these, like, it's easy to be optimistic this time of year, but we know that a lot of this stuff isn't going to work out. And so when I look at the Arizona one, I'm like, you seem dead set on getting rid of Kyler Murray for what? I guess Malik Willis, but we're going to have like a Nathaniel Hackett / Mike LaFleur OC head coach combo with what? Malik Willis at quarterback or Jacoby Brissett? Like, this looks pretty bad.
Seems scary.
Seems scary. Floor is super low. And then the New York one, like you get John Harbaugh. I think they probably thought they were getting Monken as the OC, you get Nagy instead. I was impressed by Dart in his rookie season, but this is bad. Like Harbaugh couldn't win with Lamar Jackson, and then he brings in Nagy. Like, ugh.
The concept of Jackson Dart as the quarterback 7 after 5 recorded concussions last year with Matt Nagy, who turned Pat Mahomes into Gardner Minshew. It's just like, wow, man. People really love Jackson Dart, bro. They must love him.
Yeah, man.
Davis moment right there.
Terrible as Nagy is for real life, like at least he will call like a +9 PROE on. You got that going for you.
he did with Mahomes, but like I don't know if he will with the Giants, and like I don't know if Harbaugh wants that. So, I mean, it's different. Like when you're under Andy Reid, you can call as many passing plays as you want, but I don't know if that's going to be the case here. And then you also have
Nagy wasn't even the play caller. He was the non-play calling OC in Kansas City.
So like,
why would you hire Matt Nagy as your OC? Like, this crazy to me.
This makes so much less of John Harbaugh, because I had always really, one of the things I liked about him is I always thought he had pretty interesting coordinator hires, and like they weren't all successful, but I almost always felt like I could see the vision, you know, like he brought in Kubiak, which was obviously a sharp call, was like a veteran, but really good. They won the Super Bowl together. He took the chance on Roman, where they draft this Russian quarterback. He's like, I see what he did with Kaepernick. Let's bring him in. Like, we got frustrated by Roman at the end, but that made a ton of sense when it happened.
Yeah, it was smart.
The Trestman hire was a disaster, but like I thought that still was kind of a defensible hire. Like he was an open-minded CFL guy who had a pretty decent offense in Chicago, and I could see why you'd bring him in as OC. He moved on quick, but it didn't work. Like the Monken hire, that was great and was mostly successful.
Me too.
So I've always thought like he's going to be good for. I mean, he hired Mike McDonald, but yeah, the Matt Nagy thing is like it's indefensibly stupid. I can't wrap my head around it.
Well, do you want to know?
To be optimistic.
You guys want a conspiracy theory here? This is actually probably just what happened. Like, Reed was probably actively making calls on Matt Nagy's behalf when they realized, like, we can't bring this guy back. Like, this guy has nuked a Pat Mahomes offense. But he was like, I can't in good conscience hire Bieniemy, bring him back in, unless I know Nagy at least has got someone who's considering him. So Reed
called his old special teams coordinator.
I mean, I assumed he called I assume he's calling everyone. I'm assuming he's calling all his boys like, hey, can you get Nagy an interview? Can you would you consider my guy? Because if you remember the timeline of how it worked, as Zach says, quiet fired, we were getting, Mahomes wants Kingsbury. They're gonna interview Bieniemy. They're gonna interview X. They're gonna interview Y. And there'd been no reporting on Nagy other than that the Titans maybe wanted to hire him. That was the only.
It looked like the Titans were going to hire him, and then the Chiefs were going to get to walk away hands clean. And then the Titans were like, actually, we're not hiring Matt Nagy. And the Chiefs were like, yeah, I mean, it's crazy that Matt Nagy has to leave. That's really too bad.
It's too bad. Too bad. Yeah.
Well, whatever will we do? Yeah. I mean, what I don't get about that is, why wouldn't some team give him the Cliff Kingsbury, like, you're the assistant head coach, whatever, like, you bring some guy in with a nice title on a good coaching staff already, and he gets to kind of absorb some of that reputation, and then maybe go get an OC job or even a head coaching job in a year or two. But like, to actually make him the OC, where John Harbaugh is like, he's a former special teams coordinator, but he's really a defensive guy. Like he's got his fingers on the defensive side of the ball, not really the offense. So you're just like putting Matt Nagy in charge of your offense, when, to Davis's point, he wasn't in charge of the offense before this. Like he's a failed head coach who made Pat Mahomes worse. Like what are we doing? It's really bad.
The key man is Neighbors. Like, where do we want Neighbors to?
Neighbors is a bad pick right now. He's coming off
pick right now. Unfortunately,
coming off a major injury, like he might not start until, he might go on the
October.
PUP to start the year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He might miss a month of the season, and he's going at like the 1-2 turn or early second. Like, I would love to draft Malik Neighbors, but like, that's not where I'm doing it. And I assume the other thing is, I don't think that's where I'm going to have to do it. He's going to drop a lot. By the summer, by August, when I actually am drafting a ton of volume. His ADP is 16 right now, so he's the 204.
We're gonna get him at 26 in August.
Yeah, dude, and I'll take him there. I'll take him in the third, but
we will take him there on a main event stream together in August.
We'll take some Malik Neighbors.
Exactly.
Right.
And the answer, by the way, to why you would why Sean McVay would hire Cliff Kingsbury as the come hang out coach for a year and not Matt Nagy is so simple. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, think what he brings to the table as a non-football coach. He has an awesome house that you can go hang out at and throw parties at. He's super handsome. You wherever, like, you go,
He just
you
saw
build
his
it
house
where
comes
it's
with.
his house is with him, and like he's super handsome. You like bring him out to the club. All the ladies are coming over to like say hi to
He
Cliff.
reminds me of
They're having
McSteamy,
a good
actually.
time.
Cliff Kingsbury. Very
Does he?
handsome guy.
Rest in peace. Like
Yeah,
he
rest in
knows
peace.
all the best spots in the southeast. So like you can hit him up for travel tips. Seems like a pretty chill
man.
guy.
You're
Like Matt
you're,
Nagy,
you're joking, but you're
fault,
not.
he's
You're
ornery.
joking, but you're not.
I have
Good
no idea
face.
what kind of real estate he has. I assume it's middle of the road. Like, who wants to hang out with Matt Nagy? Seems like a terrible hang.
Cliff Kingsbury seems like a way better hang, especially if you're like an NFL coach and you're hanging like as McVay, you're just basically like Kingsbury is like Timu you know, like you're like you don't have anything to worry about. Like he's just like the worst version of exactly you. So you know he can like kind of you're like, hey man, like why don't you come hang out? We probably have pretty similar interests, and we'll just get you a head coaching job in a year or two. I got a head coach. You're not gonna believe this. Just got a head coaching job for Mike LaFleur, the failed Jets OC.
Good
So,
face,
you know.
good name, good house. It's a tough recipe to crack. We have a second coaching slide. I know. Got a record, but still good. Denver, Detroit, Kansas City, Chargers, Rams, Jets, Eagles, Seattle, Tampa, Washington. This is mostly new play callers, new offensive coordinators. Denver is official as of today. Davis Webb, Zach Reich, last called plays for the 1950 Baltimore Colts. You got to love how he slips in these little gems.
I gotta take to get off as it applies to David Bling Blang Blau, Sean Mannion,
Washington.
Kellen Moore,
God.
Davis.
Is the
Webb.
take that we're old?
So the take is that we are the same age as these men.
I have
My
played
take-
them all.
Exactly.
They've been in my
My
ADP
take-
lineups.
My take on top of this is I think there's something to really good college quarterback, failed NFL quarterback, third string NFL quarterback, play caller pipeline. I think there's something, I don't know if you would call this like spatial reasoning or something, but like the differential between their body's ability to do what their mind can see. That makes them uniquely qualified to call plays when a better quarterback is executing the plays.
I think
it's funny.
but it's also sorry, you go, Schopp.
No, just quickly, I talked to Cody Carpentier last week and about this year's quarterback class. He's like, I see one, maybe two good players. Everybody else is going to be a backup for a long time. And I said, that means they're all going to be offensive coordinators in 6 years.
Yep, exactly. You nailed it.
Yeah, Carson Beck
sure.
is going to be like the all-time hottest OC name in like 2034.
He's just been named the Titans 2034.
He's actually being drafted to coach the Titans.
That's right. That's right.
Why is Drew Stanton not an offensive coordinator? That's like the most offensive coordinator ass player I can think of. I mean, also it's probably just if you're the backup OC, you're like in all the like meetings, but you're not doing anything, right? So like
Right.
you're on the headset, right? Like the backup, like the third string running back is not on the headset, but the backup quarterback is, right? He's absorbing the plays. He's taking down notes on the clipboard. He
Right.
gets used to wearing it. He looks good wearing a ball cap. You know, that's the stuff.
Yeah, and as a Ken Dorsey apologist, I think this is a good trend probably. Like it's more offensive guys, who like wouldn't you want, kind of like quarterbacks running the league in a way? It makes sense. Like
Mhm.
it's,
You know how you guys did the coaches draft last year where you drafted coaches to play? This year on ADP Chasing, lock it in. We're drafting the players draft, but we have to draft them as coaches.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
You have to
this.
draft a head coach, an OC, a DC, a linebackers. You have to draft a coaching staff.
You have to
but
get a
only of
coaching
current
staff and they're
players.
only players.
That's gonna be a banger episode of Ship Chasing.
Yeah.
Bring it to the show. I'll be ready. Who is Brian
that's so
Fleury?
good.
Seattle Super Bowl winner Brian Fleury is.
Oh,
He's-
sorry,
he's-
Shope. I'm sorry. We
he's
made that
related
one.
to
We
Theo
made that
It's
one.
made
up.
up. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that
No,
one's
he's
made up.
actually related to Theo Fleury.
Tracy
though.
Fleury.
No.
Oh, you went Theo
Is,
Fleury. I went
is he
Tracy
related
Fleury,
to the GOAT Fleury though? To Marc Andre? can't be.
No, just
I don't know who he
Theo
is.
Fleury.
The thing
Tracy
with Fleury,
Fleury.
it's a little tough. Is like they bring him in. They're like, "What's your offense? What is it going to look like?" And he's like, "I don't know, probably pretty close to the one that just won the Super Bowl." And everyone's like, "Oh man." But like,
Wait.
what is it going to look like?
Are you Schopp, are you doing a bit? You don't know Marc-Andre Fleury?
No, of course I do.
Okay.
Tracy Fleury, bronze medal Olympic curler
Yeah,
for
of course.
Canada just now.
Okay.
That's who I was
Yes.
going for.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, of course I know who the Fleury. hockey
Davis,
player
do you
is.
not know Theron Fleury? He's like he might be the most short king of all short kings.
Ooh.
No, I am familiar with him in terms of diminutive French Canadian wingers, though. He's not my all-time. Oh, he's not even French Canadian. Stolen Valor.
No, he's from Oxbow, Saskatchewan. But he's a 5'6" man who had 1,000 points in the NHL.
I would say my favorite Flames winger of all time is Iginla, though. Yeah.
Pat, thoughts?
None. No,
None.
I'm good.
Next slide.
I'm good. Well, hang on. I think of these coaches, I think the Rams will be fine. And Shieldhouse was a name that people were talking
I
about.
was gonna say he was getting buzz. Yeah.
He
So
could have
that's
had the Browns job if he wanted it.
Yeah, good point. So that's a good one. Mike McDaniel, I think maybe we're still not bullish enough on that. That has a ton of upside. Bieniemy going to KC feels like somewhat uninspiring.
Imagine if that
but
team
also,
had a quarterback, Pat.
oh come on! I mean, you have the ability. Like you get me to agree with you on Justin Herbert, the industrial complex being out of their minds, and then you say stuff like that.
Well, no. Do you know what's funny? Is Herbert is now going to have insanely good EPA stats. Like he finally, like he's going to be like second in the NFL in like cumulative quarterback EPA now.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think we're probably not drafting enough of them.
I'm not kidding when I say he's probably a pretty good MVP futures vote.
I think the voters will actually all be too ashamed because of what Sam Monson did that even if he deserves it, I don't know if he gets enough votes.
Do you think Sam Monson cost him all future MVPs?
At least for a year.
No.
For a year. And
I
I think
do not think
for
that.
a year.
Sam is very well respected.
Sam can be well respected. He made an ass of himself in public. It's
But
like
people know he's
vote
somebody that
didn't,
take it from somebody who knows how to do
great.
that.
take it from someone who knows. Take it from somebody who knows.
Why I like Sam so much, like you guys, deep down, you know he's right.
Well, he's certainly
Herbert
wrong
was
about
MVP
that.
this
I mean,
year? No, I mean, he's
Herbert
completely wrong.
was like the 20th most valuable
Super
player or
wrong.
something. Yeah.
No,
Herbert had a
down,
good year
Barry
given the situation.
Goldwater
But
campaign slogan, who I assume is also
Sorry,
your
you
close
guys are
personal
all-
friend show.
You're all breaking up again. I'm sorry. The next slide is about Playcallers on new teams.
hang on. Can we talk about two more of these? Sean Mannion.
Make it quick.
Sean Mannion, I think, is actually kind of intriguing.
I agree.
He's he was like a name people were pretty excited about. So this could be, the Eagles are on and off with the OC hires. This could be an on one. Sean Mannion could be a head coach in a year or two, if this goes well. So I don't know. I'm kind of optimistic on that one. And then the David Blau one. What was the plan here? Why did we get rid of Kingsbury just to bring in David Blau, who was on the staff already, right?
Well, Crane, if you remember, I actually think this one is maybe an example of the organization maybe being a little bit more forward thinking than we thought. Because if you want to rewind your brain all the way back to when Jaden Daniels got drafted, Kingsbury and Daniels were not a fit. Like if you think about the overarching history of Kingsbury calling plays, both in the NFL and in college, is not kind of like the high variance out of the pocket. Like remember when Kyler was good before? So Kyler's short. Oh, Kyler can't play because Call of Duty Zombies is coming out. It was like, okay, well, Kyler's obviously awesome and like is executing all these plays, but like, why is everything horizontal?
Well, but is Kyler obviously awesome because he got benched after Kingsbury left? So it's like kind of in retrospect, maybe Kingsbury wasn't.
I mean, maybe like who's to say? But I do wonder if maybe there's an element of like Daniels or maybe Cliff's offense in this version of the NFL just doesn't work. Like that, like spamming mesh every single play. Like
Does
maybe
David
it just doesn't
Blouse?
work.
Like who?
I think that if Dan Quinn kept Kingsbury, he was being fired in week 4, and Kingsbury was being named.
Yeah, that's probably.
So he hired an offensive coordinator who's so woefully underqualified that he can't get canned for an interim OC. In week 4.
I think this is right. This
Now we're
seems
playing
bad.
chess. There we go.
It seems like Dan Quinn's gonna get fired. David Blau's like not. We're gonna have to be like. He's gonna be trivia. David Blau's like most likely outcome is trivia. Who is the 2025 Washington Commanders OC? And no one's gonna get Cliff Kingsbury, 2026. Well, I said the wrong year, so you would have been right. 2026. It was David Blau though. So that's I don't know. I just this seems like a bad plan.
Davis's mocking voice isn't really higher or lower; it's just louder tonight. I like the mocking voice. Trivia.
Dude, you can't draft Kyler Murray. A new Call of Duty's coming out. New Call of Duty's coming out.
It's just louder with a mouse.
I actually enjoyed the Call of
The
Call of Duty
stuff
Zombies
is so
is a good
bad.
twist.
Like have you played Nazi Zombies, bro?
I've never had an Xbox, so I was never a Halo guy, and I wasn't a Call of Duty guy in the OG run, and I haven't really had time to play video games. And
But Pat saying Call of Duty Zombies is a good twist. It seems like a guy who's not played the Nazi Zombies mode in Call of Duty.
I think I played it a couple times back in the day.
Oh,
I had Call of Duty. Yeah,
I
no,
just have a
it's
tongue breakout.
I found it funny. Why does that mean I haven't played it?
I'd like to address one comment from the chat. I don't get mad when someone criticizes Kyler. I get mad when someone lazily criticizes Kyler with like not even good rage bait. Like if you were gonna criticize someone, you cannot just copy and paste a Dude's Rule Twitter account about playing video games. I'm not having it, bro.
What about the Warren Sharp thread about all his rankings in the last 3 years and all his games?
That is terrible. I mean, I get so tilted at
credible?
Warren Sharp because of how he does sample sizing things. Like he'll create like a whole PDF stat about something that was like a sample size of like the n equals 8, and it's tilting. But
that's not this. That's not this. That's like 4 years, isn't it?
Look, I choose not to see it, even though Warren was probably right.
Okay.
I can't handle Warren Sharp right now because he was posting screenshots of the gold medal game and like talking shit on Austin Matthews like he's ever watched a hockey game before in his life, and it was tilting me extremely hard. But I got the same tilt as you, Davis. I posted the tweet about basically just being like, I think it's kind of dumb to like pay Kyler Murray $50 million to go away and another $35 million to Malik Willis in the same season. And then like basically 17 of my replies were just
dude, but Malik Willis doesn't play video games, bro.
No, it was mostly just, but Malik Willis is 2 inches taller, so we can see the field.
All right, we're singing now.
The lowest hanging fruit. I just if
low enough for Kyler Murray to grab him.
that was a good joke. How about a new rule of thumb? If a large language model could make your joke off of reading ESPN tweets, it's a bad fucking tweet and a bad opinion, and you should change it.
Davis, I bet a large language model is making a lot of those jokes that are in your replies.
I guarantee it.
I'm pretty sure that is what's happening. All right, players on new teams. Next slide here.
Playcallers, yeah. Anything here?
Playcallers, I'm sorry.
McCarthy to the right.
Yeah, I mean, nerds don't like to admit it, but Mike McCarthy is just like a marginally above average NFL OC and play caller. It tends to end really annoyingly for him, mostly because of the expectations for the team. Like you have Aaron Rodgers, you can't win shit. Seems crazy. You probably should be able to win with Aaron Rodgers. People also, and this is a little bit above my pay grade, but people like hate his passing scheme because his route concepts are just like very, very bland. And there's not a ton of
people irrationally get mad about that.
Well, I just have no, like, am I watching Packers games or Cowboys games saying, why does this guy keep running the same route all the time? Like, not really, if I'm just being honest. Like, it's not the type of granular detail I pick up on.
The issue
this is Jeff Fisher, man. This is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad. Like Mike McCarthy, if you have a 14-win team and you need 12 wins, like you should hire Mike McCarthy. he'll deliver. But like, what's the point of him on the Pittsburgh Steelers? Rodgers is like, I thought it was just to get Rodgers to come back, and it sounds like Rodgers might not come back. So
no,
who's the quarterback?
I'm reading the opposite. Maybe I'm not up to date, but to me, the most recent thing I read was that Rodgers is like almost for sure coming back.
Well, that is the only way the hire kind of makes any sense. But like,
and that does make sense to me because they are so in the fucking wilderness if they do not have Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
does
really
that make
in the
sense?
wilderness.
Like your entire goal is like to take a Mike McCarthy and 40 million-year-old Aaron Rodgers and go 9-8 again. Like
that's very, very, very Steelersy.
It is.
The issue with Mike McCarthy is his playbook
Tomlin
is fundamentally
like, no, not doing this anymore.
Right.
Like it's bad.
And they just got Timu Mike Tomlin.
They did. And I mean, look, if you're a team that goes 9-8 and loses in the first round of the playoffs, that's not bad. Like make the playoffs is tough. But if your goal is to go 9-8 and lose in the first round of the playoffs, like you can miss quite a bit lower than that. And I think given what we saw from Rodgers last year, they don't have much on offense. They're going to lose Kenny Gainwell probably. I mean, maybe they re-sign him. You could replace some running back talent. Warren's okay. Metcalf is fine as a number one, but like they don't have any depth. They probably cut Jonnu. I think it doesn't really make sense to have 3 tight ends there. So it's just like there's nothing. They have a decent offensive line. Defense is solid, but like I don't know, man. This Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers at this point, it didn't really work the first time. It worked less than it should have. So
uninspiring. It is starting to warm my heart to think that maybe Pat is cold down in Southern California.
I feel great. I feel great. I put a hoodie on. I'm still in shorts.
Deny.
I'm still in shorts.
You want to jump ahead to last call here? I know there are a couple other slides in the way. If you want to play with this one, I guess.
Let's do this. No, let's do this. What's the Giants offensive staff? Okay.
I mean, dead. All of them. I actually predict that I predict Sadiq will probably have some pretty good workouts, so he'll probably end up being a riser, and his name is he's not gonna not be a first round pick, so he's gonna stay pretty high. What will happen is some tight end will Luke Musgrave it and post like a 10 RAS.
Yeah.
I mean, and that could literally be anybody. Like, I mean, it could be Dallin Bentley or whatever. Like literally whoever.
There's been a lot of buzz about Kenny Utah.
A lot of buzz about Kenny Utah.
You started it.
Right now, I mean, I'm all in. I'm all in on Eli Stowers. I think he's gonna have a great combine.
Yeah, he's gonna have a great
be
combine.
A second round pick. He's gonna be great.
He just might not weigh enough to have the 10 RAS. Because if he comes in
Right.
and he weighs at like 239, then he's gonna have the Evan Ingram problem where like
kind of and he is kind of and you watch him play
on the RAS. You want to run like a 4.59 at like 258. You don't want to run like the 4.49 at 237.
I'm worried Sadiq is not a riser. I just did a pod with Eric Froton, and I think Sadiq's 40 timeline was 4.51, and he was taking the over there. So
yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, it is bad. I would say Sadiq. My guess would be Sadiq Faller, Price riser, Simpson. I don't know. Who cares? And Makai Lemon riser.
You think Lemon will be a riser with no drills?
I don't know. Maybe he'll interview well.
Price will be a riser because he's going to be fast at a good weight.
Price will.
Lemon's not doing anything. I didn't realize he's not doing anything.
He's not gonna run because I think I bet he's
gonna do the gauntlet. I bet he'd be good in the gauntlet.
He is gonna do the drills. He's gonna run. He's gonna catch passes and do whatever.
Okay.
But you know what math Lemon did? He did the math and he said, well, I'm fucked if I weigh 185 pounds and run a 4.3. I'm also fucked if I weigh 203 and run a 4.5. So I just might as well just not do it.
You're going in the first round. You only have something to lose. I can't believe Love is going to apparently run the 40, which makes me think he's like very confident he's going to run a 4.32. He can't really be a riser.
Which makes me feel which by the way also makes me feel better about Price. Like if Love is running and Love is that good, then like that Price has got to be like really good.
Price is fast. One of these random running backs, because this class is just crying out for any sort of running back to get excited about behind Love and even Price a little bit. I don't know who it's going to be. It should have been Nick Singleton if he didn't break his dang foot.
It was going to be Nick Singleton. It also should have been Kalen Black, who for some reason did not get invited to the combine. And then alternatively, it should have been Jaden Ott, who also did not get invited to the combine.
Yeah, so that's a great sign. So I don't know who it's going to be. Like, I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Adam Randall,
prediction.
or if
it's not going to be Randall,
or if it's going to be Damon Claiborne.
That's who it is.
Yeah, but like one of these guys is going to come in and they're going to get the 9.90 RAS, and because everyone is just begging for
something,
a guy to be like, this is actually my RB2 or RB3. Like he's gonna go.
It's gonna be Claiborne because he caught passes. He's a good returner, and he was well. This is very Jacob. You should know this. He was the fastest player in NCAA 26.
Ow.
So the Jets are probably going to take him then. Yeah.
That's why I don't like Emmett. That's why I don't like Emmett Johnson, because of his normal dev trait.
Yeah.
Brick Johnson's all over that. Jack and Brick.
While Davis and Jacob get set up for last call, let me throw this at Pat. Again, the rule is the same. If you get it wrong, that's something that speaks well of you. I've got 4 names here of legendarily great high-scoring wingers for Canadian hockey teams not located in the Eastern time zone, which is fake. No help.
Yeah, hang on.
Ready, Pat?
Go ahead.
Get your 4%. Aginla. We'll see if he's been paying attention. Aginla, Fleury, Mondu, Timu.
I'm going to say Timu's fake.
Wrong.
No, Timu Solani. He's a fucking
Timu
legend.
Solani.
Mondu.
Finish Flash, brother. The finish, although he can fucking suck it because he was whining his ass on Twitter about the high sticking call of the semifinal. So suck it, Team Musolani.
Now we all know what Timu is.
Now, Karain, you gave that one away because and Schopp did a linguistic trick here where Mondu is just my god in French.
Mon Dieu. This was just like I'm trying to think of a French sounding name. Sorry, Jacob. No offense.
He gave it
Mondu.
up.
Pierre Mondu. From the
sorry, Jacob. Wait, sorry, because you're French.
That's actually Emily's husband.
Mon Dieu. Let's go to last call. Who's ready? Right. I got a fun one tonight.
Have fun. Go for it.
Have some fun.
I'm going to take Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
Woo!
I got
mine. Not the reception I was hoping for.
Are we doing these? I have a key question. Are we doing these cumulatively from now until August, or are we going to restart?
No, this is not the official last call. This is tipping out the bartender.
Tipping out the bartender.
What does that mean?
It's like the change of shift, when you tip out your bartender. Yeah. But then last call will start.
This is preseason last call. I didn't want. We were doing this 2 weeks ago. Now we're doing it, but we're not doing it. Okay, fine.
We are. 8 p.m.
There's 2 slates. 8
p.m. The waitress comes up. She's like, "Hey, my shift is ending. You guys have been here for 4 hours, but like Nicole's going to take care of you.
Yeah.
Like, would you mind settling up with me?" And we're like, "Sure. We'll settle up. Of
course.
We'll take Anthony Richardson.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's no problem. We'll take Anthony Richardson. We'll pay for our Anthony Richardson rounds, and we'll pay for Ty Simpson, who I'm taking with my pick.
Yes, I like that too. Yes.
Yeah.
Flip the if it's not official, and so be it. We do have a slide for the last call rosters.
Last call. So I'll take Ty Simpson with my second pick here.
My
third pick.
No hope for Richardson? Like there's no path at all? Anywhere?
There's a path?
He's Trey Lance. He'll be a developmental backup for 5 years, and then he'll do a season in spring football, and then he'll do LinkedIn or something.
He should honestly get traded to the Packers and just try to be Malik Willis. That would be pretty good.
Is Trey Lance's brother
eligible? He gets traded to the Rams. Matthew Stafford goes back in the interstellar cryogenic sleep, but this time he shows up on Matt Damon's planet, and Matt Damon takes out his earpiece and kills him, and Anthony Richardson starts week 16 through 18. Spoiler, by the way.
Did Zach give me the badge because I won last year?
Yes, that was my idea. So he had it set up 2025 winner. Like, give him that blue crown from the FFPC. He's like, I'll do the red badge. So we went with the red badge. Very nice, right?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
All right.
Simpson,
I
Davis?
still can't see
Simpson,
underdog ADP in Mexico because of the cartel. But is Mike Washington 200 or later, or is he ahead of 200?
I believe
he
he's
should be,
well
he
past
should be
200.
good. No, he's 215.7. Yeah, you're good.
All right,
Yeah,
I will take Mike Washington Jr.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let these slaps keep slapping, just sealing themselves away. I learned lessons from playing last year. I'm gonna take Geno Smith as my tip in
Quarterback
the
3.
bartender. I'm going to starve the beast at quarterback and leave these guys with nothing left. Schopp and Jakob are drawing
That's a
thin
good
at
pick.
quarterback.
If you tipped your waitress with Geno Smith and you wrote your number on the receipt, she's not texting you the next day.
Well, imagine when you have to write Shadur Sanders on the receipt, buddy.
Yeah.
Hold that wrist
It
up,
depends. Is my
Jacob.
waitress Josina Anderson? Because I'm getting an immediate DM.
Yeah, you're gonna tip out Josie.
Which would in fact be my second DM about Shadur Sanders from Josina Anderson.
All right, picks are in. What's on tap rest of the week? The Olympics are over, Pat, so you got to find something to do.
Yeah, I'll have all this free time that won't be watching the Olympics that I get to spend. I recorded a podcast with Eric Froton earlier today. That'll be up soon, and we talked through the rookies, kind of doing a little bit of combine preview, so just getting his thoughts on the rookie class. He's been coming on every year and has had some awesome takes. Follows these guys all year doing the college football props and everything. So that was really fun. Dove deep on the wide receiver class, but covered the 4 positions. There's just a lot more to talk about at receiver this year. So check that out. And check out Legendary Upside, Sidekick, rankings, dynamic rankings, all that good stuff. Updated every day.
Jacob, you need to get home.
Yeah, I first of all, obviously, I want to thank our dear friends at the East Coast Cartel for sponsoring this episode and my freedom. And soon, I'm going to talk about the running backs with the most to gain and lose in the upcoming free agency cycle. And then I've been steadily working through all of my rookie class stuff. Most of that's going to start actually rolling out on the site probably in mid to late March, but the process is processing. And I forget if Pat already just said this 2 seconds ago, but we're doing our roundtable tomorrow, right?
Good.
I actually forgot to promote that. So yes, thank you. We're doing a Dynasty roundtable, talking through the rookie class tomorrow.
I'm ready for all the Dynasty content you guys can offer. I'm your biggest fan, so ready for that to listen.
I sent you guys a message, but can both of you guys send me a CSV so I have visuals ready for the program?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
That's go ahead, Davis. Sorry.
Good on that. And then I have the slap model is done. It's done. I shipped it. It's a web page. You can search it. You can look at. You can click on player cards. You can do the whole thing. And I have a video coming out on that on my channel tomorrow. So if you want to know how did someone as dumb as Davis Maddock and non-technical, how did a man who doesn't even know how to play Call of Duty build a prospect model that beats draft capital due to a bunch of fancy math that I learned about from reading Michael Leone articles? You can watch that and figure out how I did it.
Come look me up. We'll play Atari skiing together. One of the great games.
A classic.
I mean, it's not Pitfall, but it's good. My show in Buffalo, WGR, weekday afternoons. We got a good lineup with the combine and the draft in mind. Tomorrow is Chris Trapasso at 4 Eastern. Thursday's Theo Greminger. Friday is Mike Giannitti of Spot Track to get a better feel for the contracts here in Western New York. Mike, what's anybody on the ship chasing channel? What do we got this week? Do you guys know anything with Pete going on?
Are we doing?
I
don't think.
I'm not sure if we're.
I don't think.
Yeah, we might be taking another week off.
Okay. Well, we'll be back next Tuesday. Thanks, Jacob, Pat, Davis, everybody for watching and listening. I'm Mike. We'll see you next time.